Get your squeezes in.
And we are live, and we're squeezing. It's 7:55. Welcome to First Sip. And I really recommend this. We've got somebody that's very good at exercising. We're going to ask him about the grip strength, the power of the grip strength.
How does it affect your everyday life, Daniel Allison?
Oh, you should see the way I hold a pencil. I never drop a pen or a pencil. I mean, that thing is, it's just there.
What about your coffee cup?
Speaking of that coffee, let's grab it right now. I'm going to hold it.
Yeah.
I'm going to hold it real tight. Should we bring Brian in for this?
I think we should.
Okay. All right. Let's bring Brian in. All right. Here he comes. Brian Gallagher, a returning guest. He's a corporate escape artist. We've had him on before. Let's see what he's up to today. Here he comes. Brian.
Hello, guys. How are you? Thanks for having me back. I'm honored. Man. I am honored.
I remember going to Carowinds, the amusement park, and we rode the Scooby-Doo roller coaster like 7 times one time, right? So this is your second time on the Scooby-Doo roller coaster. You're a little bit more prepared for it, so you can kind of put your hand. You can put your hands up in the air, but
I'm riding like this time.
Well, that's awesome. So let's catch up.
Hold up, big guy. Hold up, big guy.
Yeah, sorry.
The whole reason we brought him on was to do the first sip together.
Oh, yeah.
And you're trying to rush through it.
Trying to rush through it.
Thanks, Fred. Put the brakes on.
It's water. Excuse me, it's water. I'm in the afternoon here where I am.
Perfectly fine. We got to stay hydrated.
Hey, and that's what I wanted to ask you, Brian, is where are you located today? Where in the world is Brian G? Because sometimes we get confused, man. I need a map to track you.
Yeah, I am in Italy right now. I will be here through October. We just left Amsterdam last month, and we are in my girlfriend's hometown, about an hour and a half south of Rome, in this quaint, perfect little beach town.
Oh, that is awesome.
It's really wonderful. Yeah, I hate life right now. You know, it's terrible.
Yeah, well, it hasn't always been this way, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. But talking about your travel and some of the places you've been, back when you were in the corporate world, did you do a lot of traveling, or is that something that kind of came as part of the freedom?
It came as part of the freedom. I did take, the normal trips that I was able to take. A 4-day weekend here, a long week there. I took one massive trip when I was in my corporate job that I asked special permission for, and it really changed everything. It changed my entire path. I had to ask special permission from my boss to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro in 2011.
Oh,
and
how did that make you
that
feel?
trip really changed my view. That it was so long ago, really old, but the fact that I had to ask
special permission,
it made me feel like a little kid. Like I had to go ask to leave the dinner table or have a snack before dinner. Like I just didn't like that. Never really made me feel like I was my own person. Someone else had control and was pulling the strings, and I had to make sure that everything that I wanted to do was okay with that. And it just never sat well with me. Never.
Yeah, that freedom, that's a big deal. We're going to rewind a little bit and talk about one of the quotes that you gave last time was kiss the girl, which basically just means go for it. And if we remember back to your story, you were trying to decide kind of what to do to take that leap, and you got kind of pushed into that decision, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I had made the decision already. So I was building a fitness studio with my friend at the time. We had started while we were both still in our day jobs, and I had picked the exact date that I was going to go into my boss's office and let them know that, hey, the time has come. I'm going to go out on my own, do my own thing. Well, about 10 days before that, they beat me to the punch. They let me go. So it all worked out. I mean, would I have liked to be able to say that like I left on literally my own terms? Yeah, but everything worked out. Everybody got what they wanted. So it worked out perfectly, and I couldn't be happier with how it all played out.
Yeah. Was there ever a time, Brian, when you started the gym and you started thinking, man, maybe I shouldn't have jumped ship? Maybe I should have gone back to corporate. Or when you left corporate, did you think, man, I'm never going back there again? Even though the gym.
There's a little bit of both, actually, Daniel. There's that feeling when you first leave, and I was just talking to my buddy the other day he's selling his house, but he wants to keep it and move somewhere else because he's emotionally attached to the neighborhood and like the people that were there. And it's the same, I told him, it's the same feeling I had when I left my job. When you're getting ready to leave, you want to make sure all of your contacts are warm and everybody knows what you're up to and that you have everybody's information so you can get in touch with them. And that's how you feel the first couple weeks. But then after 6 months and you're out on your own and you feel that feeling of what it's like to be doing your own thing and building something on your own that you love, that is yours. I couldn't remember thinking like, I'm never going to go back to that. I don't need these people's contact information anymore to like, make sure my safety net is intact. I just didn't need it. It was just a pure kind of let go moment where this is it. This is what I'm going to do now. And I think, I think a lot of people have that same gut instinct when they're about to leave something that has been important to them for a really long period of their lives.
Yeah. Fred, what you got on your mind?
Oh man, I was just looking at some of the crew that's watching, Miles and Tillman. I think we got some SCA boys on here.
Okay. It's Miles and Tillman. I don't know those folks, but great for you to be here. There's Joe. I know him, and he knows.
Buongiorno, Joe.
He's saying a few things, and then Mike, thanks for popping in. Great stuff, guys. Might want some shop floor coffee for the first sip. Well, hey, that sounds pretty good. We do love our coffee around here. But I want to talk about one of the last times you were on here too. I mentioned to you about what was what brought you more fulfillment. Was it helping others go from 0 to 1 and get that first win, or was it you winning? And we were somewhere. Both are pretty good, but there really is a lot in getting that first win for someone. Talk about helping others get to that first win.
When you've done it for yourself, it is a really big kind of life-changing moment in terms of, now what we're talking about here is like getting what I'm referring to is getting your first client is kind of like your first win in what I'm doing. And, after you've done that and you understand that feeling of what it's like, working a job, that waking up and knowing you have to go to a job that you don't want to be going to, and then kind of working your own thing and knowing that you can create something and then a stranger will buy it from you. That feeling is a total game changer. And once you've experienced that, the clients after that don't feel the same. They don't give you the same kind of feeling because, you've already kind of known, you can do it now. But watching someone else who's had those same doubts in their mind for years that I had, and now hearing them say, look, I couldn't have done this without you. I got my first client. Like that to me is like the tops now. And because like even the ones, after you've had 20, 30, 40, 50 clients, yes, it's great to have a new person trust in you that they want to work with you. But having somebody else's whole career trajectory change based on that one win that you help them get, that to me is tops now.
What if somebody comes to you and they're 50-50? They go to work, they put on this professional persona that they don't truly enjoy, but they're doing well. and they may have a side
Yeah.
hustle in mind that's not too bad either, and they're caught in between. How do you direct somebody like that?
Most of the people that I deal with are not 50-50 yet. My goal is to get them to at least that so they can become what I'll call like corporate work optional. My advice for, people that would say that is 50-50 is like, think about how much your years are worth to you now and how much they will increase in value as you get closer to retirement and closer to when, inevitably all of our time is going to run out at some point. Right. And I had this conversation with my dad because he was kind of putting off retirement for the longest time. He was 64 at the time. He was thinking about retirement and he's like, but if I stay another year, I get like another few $100 a month in my retirement account. I'm like, Dad, you're going to be 65 years old. How many years do you have left? Do you really care about the extra couple $100? You're going to be fine when you retire. Like, take the time and enjoy it now. I think we get so caught up in like the routine and that we have to just keep doing what we're doing, but we don't have to do that. Yeah. And I always try to like remind people of like, look, your time is going to run out eventually. Do you want to spend it doing the same thing over and over that you kind of already know is not what you want? So why continue it? I can't get the fact out of my head that our years are going to increase in value as we get older. Yeah. And you guys, I'm sure, experience it and feel it too.
Absolutely. I think about Groundhog Day all the time. Remember Groundhog Day? He was trapped.
Of course.
He knew what to expect. He knew what people were going to say, for goodness sakes. And maybe we're not repeating the same day. We can predict what's going to happen. I can predict who I'm going to see today, and how it's going to go. And so I think about what you're saying there. I mean, to me, life is doing new things, seeing new things, looking at the world differently. And if we've got to go somewhere or just look in a new way, show up differently. My quote of the day, Sarah Blakely, we know who she is. I was terrified to leave my 9-to-5, but the moment I did, I felt like me again. You're working for someone else. You're wearing the mask. We're already wearing a mask. You feel like you have to play the game and be whoever they need you to be.
So for somebody that
I was an actor. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Somebody that may not know Sarah Blakely, Daniel, what did she come up with?
She came up with some type of, I'm not sure exactly what it is, but some type of
Thanks. And it made her millions upon millions.
Billion. She's a billionaire.
Yeah. So
she's a billionaire.
And that's amazing. It's amazing what happens. But I want to ask this question, Brian. So you've talked to a lot of clients. You've had some that maybe wanted to do it, maybe some that did it and were successful, some that did it maybe weren't successful, some that did it with other coaches and all of that, right? And I've talked to Navy SEALs and they're always telling me who makes it and who doesn't is always kind of a surprise. So it may not be the guy that's an athletic, juggernaut. It sometimes is the person that just keeps pushing. Let me ask you this. Yeah. Have you gotten pretty good at knowing, man, this guy or girl, this person could make it? Do you think you can call it or you never know? Or do you want to make sure everybody gets that freedom?
I am going to say I can't really tell, to be completely honest. I have people that come and work with me and I'm like, man, this guy's really good. He has a good idea. He's going to put in the work. And then sometimes I don't see them after a while. I have other guys that, I have one guy now who he's on every office hours call. I have a weekly group call. We do one-on-one calls. He's on every single office hours calls. Like he's the type of guy that I probably wouldn't have guessed, honestly. And I would tell him, like, I wouldn't have think that he was going to be the one that puts in the work that he does, but he really does. And I see that he'll end up getting the results. He's got another business that he started too. I mean, this guy is a real hustler and a 9-to-5 job. So it's hard to tell. It's hard to really tell when you first meet somebody. I still can't. There isn't like, and I totally agree with what that Navy SEAL said then. There's not one defining character that you can identify at the onset of meeting them. But after meeting them and seeing how they operate, then you can tell. Because if they have that determination that they don't want to stop, that I'll take any day over like, pedigree or like physical conditioning. Like I used to say this when I was in banking too. I was like, give me the scrappy, hungry guy from the tier 2 university over the Harvard guy who thinks that he just deserves to be there because he went to Harvard. Like, I don't care about you. Get out of here. You're going to be the guy who's going to give me attitude, but I have changes for you to make at midnight as a first-year analyst. But the guy who went to a state school who is super hungry, he's going to stay and he's going to do all the work. That's the guy I want. I can teach that guy. The other guy I can't teach him.
I can see that, because a lot of times, it's once you kind of know what you need to do, the next part is doing the work.
Yeah.
Doing the work.
There's no way around it.
So good stuff here this morning, guys. Anybody got a final thought to help these folks get their mind right before we send them away? Anything on your mind?
Give us something, Brian.
Brian, talk to the person out there. They're in their job. They've heard people on LinkedIn talking about getting out of their job, and that's good for everybody else. And maybe they've got a bad attitude. Maybe they're hating on it because they want to do it. What do we need to tell them?
Everybody has something that they can do, that they can package up and that they can sell on their own terms. I just shared this on LinkedIn today. We've all been selling experience and skills to someone, right? We're all employed by somebody. Somebody is paying us for something. So we have a skill. We have experience that we can package up and that we can sell on our own terms. We're selling it now. We're just not selling it on our terms. Someone is buying our time and taking control of our lives where we don't have to do it that way anymore. There's no more middlemen anymore.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? You don't need it. Think about it. You don't need a book publisher anymore. You don't need a movie producer. You don't need, you can create your own music. You don't need a music producer to do that. Like, everything that you want to do, you can do on your own and share with the world. There's no middleman. You don't need permission.
The truth is relatable. The truth. So if we're the truth of who we are, it's going to relate not to everybody, but to those people that know who we are. So we sell who we are. It will resonate with people if we're being who we are. Have a great day, Brian. Thanks for coming back. Fred.
Thank you for having me again. Appreciate it.